frustration. A man named Dick Vermeil has turned that frustration into hope. A few years ago, too perhaps, football people would have laughed at a sign like this one. But now the Eagles deliver a wallop on defense that has kept them thinking more and more about postseason games. They do like to hit and play with a smoldering, controlled fury that matches their sometimes explosive offense. One thing that could burst their playoff bubble would be a loss to the New York Giants today. But a loss like that would mean that Philadelphia doesn't belong near the playoffs anyway. On the third play of the game, the Eagles made their intentions clear when Wilbert Montgomery burst over right tackle for 47 yards. Four plays later, it was Wilbert for two, and the Eagles led 6-0. In the first half, the Eagles allowed the Giants only 21 yards rushing and only 16 offensive plays. Stingy. One weapon that Ron Jaworski used to maximum effectiveness was treetop tall wide receiver Harold Carmichael, who at 6'8" merely outreaches most defensive backs. This play was on the Eagles' second possession and was good for 43 yards. From the 7, it was Wilbert in the alley again, and Philadelphia seemed bound to run all the way to Atlanta for the playoffs. Trailing 13-0, the Giants had to resort to something out of the ordinary. It's called razzle-dazzle, or the flea flicker, and this time it worked for 48 yards. Repeat goes Randy Dean to Doug Coder to Randy Dean downfield to Jimmy Robinson. The trickery unfortunately worked against the Giants because it aroused the mean green tail-kicking machine, which quickly disposed of Randy Dean. When Joe Pisarcik replaced Dean, the Eagles chewed up his running game as sort of a luncheon snack. The Green was venting its spleen, an action which allowed them to take a comfortable 13-3 lead into halftime. The Eagles would play even stronger defense in the second half. Philadelphia had scored all the points they would need if they could ground the Giants and Joe Pisarcik, who hit a big one on his first pass of half number 2. But pay particular attention to this 33-yard advance. It will be your last look at New York's offense for some time. New York would have only one more play gain more than 5 yards until 2 minutes remained in the game. Until then, the Giants would run 31 plays and come up with minus 5 yards total offense. Philadelphia wasn't moving much better as the swirling Veterans Stadium winds made passing a risky business. Fortunately, the Eagles were able to run, and by doing so could run little blocks of time off the clock while nursing a 10-point lead. Terry Jackson's interception was the second time in the second half that New York was in Philadelphia territory. But there was no need for the Eagle offense to feel down. The Philadelphia defense simply was not going to be moved and would be ready for whatever the Giants might try. On the end of another flea flicker, Pisarcik wound up throwing into double coverage as the multiple handoffs had not fooled Philadelphia at all and was almost intercepted by Herman Edwards. Conventional drop-back methods proved even more futile, for then Pisarcik could not get the ball off at all. This kind of pass pocket pressure was proof of how psyched the Eagles were. Philadelphia had the fewest sacks in the NFC coming into the game, but put Giant passers down 4 times in the crucial second half. And when they weren't collecting sacks, they were creating turnovers. An Another look at this play will reveal why Pisarcik didn't like what he saw. The good pressure forced a hurried pass that Edwards intercepted and returned to midfield. The Eagle defense has played well all year, often overcoming the mistakes that the one problem area of the team has committed. But against New York, Eagle special teams were special, and the bobbles belonged to the Giants. Besides squashing two abortive New York punt plays, once by stopping a fake punt pass, and here making sure Dave Jennings didn't get his kick away, Eagle special teams played a big part in totally bottling up the Giants. All 5 of Mike Michel's punts were not returned, 3 being downed inside the 20 and 1 setting up the clinching touchdown. In the middle of the fourth quarter, a Michel punt was downed on the 19. A clipping penalty put the Giants on their own 10. And a sack left New York with a 3rd and 20 from their own 2. In this situation, Eagles special teams and defense would work in perfect harmony. The punting team had pinned New York deep in its own territory. The defense had made the poor field position even worse. What you usually hear next is that the defense forced a punt from the other team's own end zone, and the offense got excellent field position. But the Eagle defense went one better and got the clinching score. Frank LeMaster's interception and touchdown return gave Philadelphia a 20-3 lead and clinched a crucial victory for the Eagles. The defense had played so brilliantly all